Welcome back. I'm Tyler, you're watching Scarfing Scarves, and welcome to the 38th installment of Last Week Lolita News. At the top of the segment, no one gives a flying fluff about news in general. Let's get down to brass tacks. It all began in Ruffle Chat. The Lolita fashion Facebook group is adrift in a sea of naive misfits, otherwise known as the children whom summer has cast ashore. And rather than take any of their queries and complaints to more applicable outlets like their hair salon or a volleyball with a face painted on it, they have collectively dispatched themselves on the Lolita community, not unlike low tide. The waters draw back and weird stuff can be left within their wake. And it is with this concept in mind that we begin with August 6th, 2018. An unsuspecting OP made a post asking what people would rename Lolita fashion, and the question provides the usual suspects of Alice K, Quaintrell, and joke responses. Someone mentions ruffle butts. Eyes roll. Everything is peaceful. That is, until someone brings up Nabokov, said the fashion was named after the book, and unloads upon the collective consciousness the most upfucked ass-backwards attempt at projecting a thought this reporter has ever seen. We shall call this person Meegan. I will try to break it down. So, Meegan claimed that Lolita was named after the book and said, "The term was used to refer to little anime girls, and the reason Lolita is modest is to be more sexually appealing. Skimpy clothing is a Western thing, something women's independence. Modesty is exotic. Burkas be sexy. Fashion has always been about sex. Sex rules what humans do. We live to propagate the species. Our parents taught us sex is bad, but the Bible doesn't say so. Parents just don't want their kids to grow up. You wouldn't exist without sex. I'm still scared to have sex with my fiance, and sometimes that makes me feel like shit." So, in summary, Lolita fashion is named after the novel because Meegan can't fuck her fiancé. This is a Meegan problem. And you can't make me reread that drivel again. I swear to God, I will come unglued. Of course, this isn't over. Someone doesn't go from zero to brain fart that fast unless they've had a little practice. So, I did some digging. And the following is a special segment within a special segment. Meegan, the life and times of a giant pain in the ass. Appropriately starting with a black and white film clipping all the way back in 2016, a younger Meegan touted the potential sexiness of Lolita fashion completely unprompted. No one asked, par for the course. January 2017 saw a familiar argument that the fashion was named after the book, with bonus points for the delightful claim that the Lolicon community shared crossover appeal. March showed that she didn't actually own any Lolita. April Fool's Day dawned with her lack of a sense of humor. She called the community meanies and posted a pity storm that could outwine a fracking wind turbine. Seriously, you read that, you can't pay me to go through it again. She then said the fashion had no rules, and telling people otherwise is just like telling your trans child they can't wear girly clothes because they're a boy. She drive-by defended a sissy guy, said replicas can be better than the original because Candy Crush, doubled down on there being no rules, told everyone to get over themselves, called everyone who didn't like replicas hypocrites because of iPhones, and dressed down a complete stranger on Closet of Frills to the extent of calling them an Ida, like their whiny bullshit pity fest whilst calling Lolitas salty bitches, wasn't the most bitterly ironic display they could possibly muster on their half a brain cell left post dyeing their hair attention whore pink. Please keep in mind that, for the record, there is no known evidence of Meegan actually wearing the fashion. This doesn't stop her from telling actual Lolitas that their cords need more work, or dropping by the sissy trucker post in Lolita humor to come out as a Trump supporter, defend the sissy who is sending gross messages to Lolitas, admonish them on not being mean no matter what, try to backpedal on supporting Trump, get their previous shit behavior brought back up, whine about it again, and finish with their belief that everything they put online is fair game and that the internet doesn't forget. The last bit's the only one we'll agree on, Meegan, because golly gee does the Wayback Machine remember what good. They then spend April 3rd, 2018 trying to spin their defense of a predatory sissy as conflicting opinion that the Lolita community should tolerate. Something Lolitas are minis, please note there's still no evidence of them in Lolita. Tries to compare people not liking sissies to not liking Muslims. Maybe they're the sissy defense squad? And that brings us back to present times with their screed on how Lolita fashion is named after the book because it's super duper sexy according to Meegan, who has no Lolita themselves, visibly doesn't wear it, and has all the credibility of a sissy defending hypocrite who managed to bottle half a donkey's worth of belligerent assery and compact it succinctly into the form of a human being. Bonus round on April 8th, she managed to transcend stereotype by implying that a seppuku and cat ears could definitely be Lolita because there are no rules, and managed to cap things off by claiming the breed of criticism is a lot less rude than making fun of someone because they like cat ears. Which makes me think, I wonder if they have a stake in this argument. Oh wait, they do, and there's the fracking cat ears. The one thing Meegan actually owns. Not Lolita, not even the barest hint of passable J fashion. Cat ears. This has been the tale of Meegan. My apologies to the traumatized, and that's all the patience I have for tonight. Thank you for watching Last Week Lolita News, and be sure to tune in next week when we tackle the tough questions like, is Lolitism alive and well? Are Lolitas calling the weak? And can anyone translate this peanut butter into a discernible thought? Next time on Last Week Lolita News. This has been Tyler. You've been watching Scarfing Scarves, and before you transcend the speed of sound trying to outrun this experience, you should know that the show is sponsored in part by Lolita Des, a secondhand Lolita and J fashion shop based in Japan with excellent English-speaking staff and an official sponsor of Last Week Lolita News. Lolita Des, when the Sissy Defense Task Force has snuck behind enemy lines, deploys lolicons, and detracts from every passable discussion they engage in. Shopping is a feasible strategy to forget the pain. They have brand. Link to their shop below, and to wrap things up with a big fracking bow, I'd like to thank my patrons for watching this flaming dumpster fire I like to call a show. I apologize in advance for the nightmares, and should you have slept through most of this installment, haven't been warned off by this testament to absurdity, and or feel like watching what was a functioning person melt down in real time, then head over to patreon.com/lastweeklolitanews for more pressing evidence of the absolute degradation of whatever standards I used to have. I promise it's at least twice as horrific as it sounds. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you next time on Last Week Lolita News.